she's literally sitting up here like, oh my God, I was in love with him and he knew that. She don't provide no evidence. This is all from her story and how she feels, my nigga. This is putting a nigga job and professional career in danger. She going all on the internet. And I think she realized she's kind of wigging out, but she realized this is her claim to fame, to be online, right? This is how she's going to get famous, and this is what she has fame and notoriety for, because everybody wants to like the attention. And all the attention she's getting from the internet, now she's the crazy lady with the psychiatrist, and everybody's talking about her. She obviously likes attention, and this plays into it, bro.
I fell in love with my
Listen, I wasn't recording, y'all, so we gonna run through it again, bro. I had my piece, kind of peeved, but we gonna go through it again. Not speed around, but like, I know what's going on. I'm just gonna show y'all, and I'm just gonna get my piece on it.
Psychiatrist, and he knew, and he kept me until I had the strength to leave after 4 years.
Okay.
Here it is, part 1. So I decided to go back on ADHD meds after many years of being off of them.
Okay.
I was on them in my early 20s to help me get through college, and then I went off of them because they just weren't, like, the side effects were too much over the benefits. But then in my late 20s, I read this book, Taking Charge of Adult ADHD.
And I was reading the comments. The first time I watched this, right, there was like an initial page where I thought everything was deleted. So I went to that motherfucker, right? I went over to that motherfucker. This woman has been talking about her psychiatrist for the longest time, bro. And this is like the first time that like it's traction that's really going up. So maybe she's doing it for the clout things, but yeah, y'all gonna see when she explains.
And it absolutely changed my life. For my fellow ADHDers, there's so many good things in here.
I mean, I got ADHD, and I think I'm perfectly fine.
And the biggest thing that I took away was that it's very important for ADHDers to be on meds. So I decided to make an appointment with a psychiatrist.
Okay.
I just Googled psychiatry in the city that I lived in.
Okay.
And I went with the first one that came up, and I got an appointment within a month.
Okay.
And then I booked a 90-minute intake, and I show up to the intake, and this man is my age.
Okay.
And I can't help but notice that he's pretty attractive.
Okay, word.
I found
thought the so y'all see she pulled up. She thought the psychiatrist was some handsome fine shit. He's some Arab fine shit, I think. So shout out Bollywood. It's Asian, my fault.
in love with my psychiatrist, and he kept me anyway, part 2. So in this intake, I kind of clocked that he was attractive in my age, but when I tell you that I've had a lot of couch time in my life, a lot of therapy, I just went right into it. I trusted him enough, of course, why wouldn't I, to tell him about my childhood trauma, my daddy issues, if you...
And psychiatrists and therapists are two different things, bro. Psychiatrists are supposed to provide you the meds, then to see your emotional state where you're in the right headspace for them to apply medicine to you. And they also try to be nice to you and things of that nature, but a therapist is supposed to understand your feelings and things of that nature, okay? Psychiatrists and therapists are two different things. One nigga provides you the medicine, the other nigga they're trying to get with your mental space. Where's your head at?
If you will.
I learned that in the last recording.
All of the relationship trauma that I had. I was 6 months sober at this time, but all of the drinking and substance use I used to do, and he just listened and nodded. And that's the thing about psychiatrists, is that they're good at pretending to listen.
I mean, obviously, the nigga was a pretty good listener if you tell them all about the things you want. And I think it's his job to listen, bro. That's like having a therapist that doesn't help you work through your problems every time you speak, bro.
They can appear connected, but that doesn't mean that they're always connected. So I just felt really seen. And I also told him, I was like, look, I don't want to be on stimulant meds. So he listened to me and he put me on the non-stimulant ADHD med at the lowest dose just to figure out if it was going to work for me.
I mean, that's his job, though. Like, she's trying to act like the nigga's going out his way. His job as a psychiatrist is to maintain your, like medical shit. When it comes to medical shit, give you the proper dose for you. That is literally his job. He's doing his job.
I was in love with my psychiatrist and he kept me anyway, part 3. So I hadn't ever seen a psychiatrist before. When I was on meds in my I only got meds from my primary care physician.
Okay.
So I didn't understand
CVS.
how psychiatry works. So because he was figuring out my med dose, I saw him every month. And he just made me feel like I was his friend. Okay. He was really, really funny and cracked jokes.
This is what regular people do. I'm going to put this out there, y'all. Listen, shit might be hiding if there's a beautiful woman around, but this is literally what she's explaining. I'm going to relay this. Regular people talk to regular people, and let's just say you're like a charismatic human being, you might want to make somebody laugh and like going out your day and having a normal conversation and being a normal person. Look, I got what do a psychiatrist do right here. Like this is what regular people do, y'all.
And told me he was impressed with my running that I would do.
Just taking interest in anything like a person does. That's normal.
And yeah. So, of course, I loved the attention that I got from him. And it was in my 3rd session with him, because at this point we were all on Zoom, that I asked him, I said, hey, do you mind if I call you by your first name? And he's Pakistani, so I said his first name wrong. And he said, well, it's pronounced this, but yes, of course you can. And he seemed so smug and happy with himself.
Like, and the thing is, you're going to notice, guys, yeah, we haven't even got to the parts where the woman is like truly like has like biblical level of delusion. But it's like these normal shit, like the way she see things and the way this nigga was like doing things, right? It's two different perspectives going on. He thinking this is like a regular thing. Like, I feel like, you know how many therapists be talking to their patients and the patient's like, can I call you a regular name? They're like, word. I'm like, okay, of course, I don't care. Right? It probably went like that, but in her mind, it was like the suns were aligning, the stars were getting together, me and him. Oh my God, this bitch was just obsessed with this nigga, bro. Like,
and I know that is because that was his first sign that him pretending like we're friends was working. And to be fair to me, I had only ever been to therapy before. I didn't realize that, it's important to call your doctor last name. I mean,
no, it's not important. It's the severity, is the relationship with them. Only thing, what's crazy? I want you niggas to understand, she had 2 therapists. We're going to see this later on. She had 2 therapists. The first one wasn't doing anything for her. And the other therapist said this relationship was okay as long as it don't go overboard. And it didn't go overboard. So she started blaming her therapist. Bro, it's just like, this lady's crazy, yo.
And I did know that. I did it with all my other doctors. But it just showed that the boundaries were blurring. And he liked that. So from then on, from my 3rd session on, I started calling him his first name. And then he just started turning up the volume on us being friendly.
Okay.
And he would ask me, for the first 6 sessions, he asked me, after the meds, he said, how's your bowels, bladder, and appetite? And I would say they're all normal. And then he would ask me any thoughts of harm. And
which is his job. Guys, this shit is all about his job. Literally, a psychiatrist is literally medical mental health. This is all. He's a doctor. Literally, like, bro, this all can be involved in the medicine she taking. This is all his job. Like, bro, I have not seen any proof from her saying, oh, like, I love you. Like, bro, we need, for me to believe her that he was doing all these things, I need to see some proof. You didn't do no recording. It's just a he said, she said the thing, like.
And apparently that's pretty common for psychiatry to ask those questions. And then on our 6th session,
okay,
when things were really, the chemistry was starting to be there before, like, I didn't realize it. I was like, oh, this man is just friendly. And he said, I have to ask this because it's a special interest of mine.
Okay.
But is there any thoughts of harm? Like, I was special to him.
He could just be concerned with niggas, bro. Like, cause I ain't gonna lie, he knows about your. Y'all had several conversations. Not only several conversations. This nigga, like, it's clearly that you have some abandonment issues. She says she has some daddy issues, real ass shit. The nigga's just, I feel like that's just like some doctor shit. Like, you have any self-harm? It's just like a special, and I think it wasn't like that. It's like a special interest of mine. He's like, I just gotta ask. Any thoughts of like self-harm? So I know.
And I said,
because the medicine he might be giving you might be like making you depressed.
No thoughts of harm. And he didn't ever ask me a clinical question again. He stopped asking me about my bladder, bowels, and appetite, and he stopped asking me about thoughts of harm. So to me, I would just show up and he was like a therapy appointment every month. After I risked my life to see him, that's when he really started turning up the intimacy in our appointments. However, he was really... After I risked my...
Straight to part 6? All right.
After I risked my life to see him, that's when he really started turning up the intimacy in our appointments.
Okay.
However, he was really smart and knew the professional lines like the back of his hand. So he would comment on my appearance, but not compliment my appearance. So I would come on screen and he would say, oh, you curled your hair. Or I would come on screen and he would say, oh, you're wearing glasses. And of course I felt seen and excited that he was noticing these things about me.
I'm like, bro, I want niggas to understand. Like, bro, my teachers used to do this to me. Like, or you make a change, like, bro, or your mom, like, bro, it's just in my brain. I'm not thinking nothing of it. If someone be like, bro, let's just say someone, I haven't worn my glasses in a long time and I wear my glasses, and that's a doctor who's giving you medication for like ADHD and your mental health. The nigga will be like, oh, you're wearing glasses because any little change you need to figure out if the okay, he's not a therapist, but he's a psychologist. Not psychologist, psychologist. He has to figure out whether or not you are like losing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this like a change? Is this a good change or this is a bad change? Or do we need to call somebody? You know? And she's trying to apply like, oh my God, he cares about me so much. No, you're crazy.
I didn't realize at this time that he had feelings for me too. I thought I was holding them all by myself. So I was so excited when he noticed my...
Is there proof? Like, bro, this woman is just talking. We're taking her word before anything. And I think the nigga's not obligated, but he can't say anything.
Glasses that I ran and showed him my other pair, and he said, I prefer turtle shell glasses. So even though I usually wear contacts, I'm wearing these turtle shell glasses in these videos because just in case he sees them ever, he'll see me in his favorite glasses. He did tell me he likes the turtle shell. Anyway, it was just inappropriate things like that, little teeny things that he let me in. And all this time, my best friend is an emergency medicine physician. And she told me, she said, Kendra, one of these days, your psychiatrist, she would use his name, is going to say, I can't be your doctor anymore. I want to be with you. I want to be with you so bad. I can't be your doctor. I'll see you in 2 years.
Does he do that?
So my best friend, who's a doctor, she picks up on stuff like that. So even she knew that our relationship was crossing boundaries.
Or it could be a joke, you know?
And getting weird, but that became my dream, was for my psychiatrist, I almost use his name, to do that. And I told him about Brianna saying that, my best friend, who's the emergency medical doc. I told him that she would tell me that, and he just would be silent. He didn't disagree, but he didn't agree, and that was weaponized neutrality was his favorite
Yo, weaponized neutrality. Oh my God, this woman, bro.
game to play, right? He didn't disagree with Brianna telling me this time that I asked my psychiatrist if he had diagnosed me with anything other than ADHD when I had my initial diagnosis. And he said, yeah, I did. I said, oh, what did you diagnose me with? And he said, well, you had a lot of traumatic things happen to you in childhood because of your dad. And so I diagnosed you with other trauma and stressor related disorder. And that was the first little ping that I got of like, that was weird. Why would he keep that from me? I asked my, like,
I mean, it's like an assumption.
Why wouldn't he tell me that? That seems important. He didn't tell me because he was using that information.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Here's my thing. If you're telling a story and niggas is like, bro, literally it's coming from her mouth. You know what I'm saying? All this shit that's coming out is coming from her mouth. And if the internet is like, nigga, you're crazy, because these comments are turned off.
I need to address three things.
Like these comments, these comments are turned off, y'all. I want y'all to understand. If you're the storyteller, you can control the narrative. If niggas saying you're crazy, you're not gonna have like some internal thinking and understand. It's just like the same shit with pirate software, bro. Like,
I taught a yoga class this morning, like I do every Tuesday mornings, and I told my regular students about what's going on for me and how I'm sharing my story of provider abuse and how the internet is not happy with me right now. And I used that to say that our truth is really important to share. And that when we know something deep down needs to be said, that it's important to do it in whichever way feels best to us. And TikTok just happened to be that medium for me. I told my students how I've just been going through psychological warfare.
You know what I'm thinking?
I need to.
Yeah, it gets real worse, but I don't feel like rehashing this entire thing.
January 2023 at this
point.
Like
to be honest, I watched enough. Long story short, bro, she applies her own will and onus to everything. If y'all niggas want to watch the 19-part series, I already went through the whole thing before, y'all. But she literally, like, everybody, she sounds crazy. She sounds like she was obsessed with her psychiatrist, and her psychiatrist, you know what? I will give him some, some responsibility too. If psychiatrist nigga, if you see this girl gave you all these things and she was mentally ill, and this nigga was not acting on no emotion, who wasn't acting on anything, she was trying to like apply pressure on him, the nigga did absolutely nothing. They didn't do anything physical and things of that nature, bro. Like, and now, like, look at the doxing, bro. Her explaining all this shit, they find out who this nigga was, bro. Like,
to address three things. One, people are asking me what my mental health diagnosis is. I do not have BPD. I do not have psychosis. I have ADHD. And I was experiencing extreme limerence with my psychiatrist.
Limerence is like the idea of a person. I know that. But like I said, this nigga should have just deaded this, because, like, I ain't gonna lie, he probably thought it was like, oh, this is just a normal lady. I can, like, low-key, we got a cool work relationship. Also work wife shit. Not also work wife shit, but also, like, shit, like, I could joke around with her and, like, not really be as professional, because, like, she's seen him for a long-ass time. Multiple times a week, my nigga. Not multiple times a week. Multiple times a month. 3 times a month is crazy, right? 3 times in 3 months and multiple times in 3 months on some type of shit. My bad, Joe. Right? But bro, it is just crazy that this woman can't really see where she's wrong in the situation, where she can't apply her own like onus to why she's tripping out and wigging out, my nigga. Like, legitimately, she's literally sitting up here like, oh my God, I was in love with him and he knew that. She don't provide no evidence. This is all from her story and how she feels, my nigga. This is putting a nigga job and professional career in danger. She going all on the internet, and I think she realized she's kind of wigging out, but she realized this is her claim to fame, to be online, right? This is how she's gonna get famous, and this is what she has fame and notoriety for, because everybody wants to like the attention, and all the attention she's getting from the internet. Now she's the crazy lady with the psychiatrist, and everybody's talking about her. She obviously likes attention, and this plays into it, bro.
Limerence is a normal thing to happen to anyone who is experiencing hot and cold behavior from someone. And it happens more often in people with ADHD because we have dopamine dysregulation and rejection sensitive dysphoria. And guess what? My psychiatrist knew that and used it to his advantage. 2, I accidentally said my psychiatrist's first name in one of my videos.
Oh my, this bitch, shut up, bro. Bro.
If you clocked it, good for you. I do not owe him anonymity. However, this is not about doxing my psychiatrist. This is about me sharing my story so other people can view predatory behavior in people in power.
And it's like the nigga can't even defend himself because you're painting him in this light, my nigga. This is just your light. All this shit you explained, the nigga, bro, it's coming from your mouth that the nigga, he didn't even do nothing wrong.
Okay? If anyone doxes my psychiatrist with his last name or city that he works in or clinic that he works in, your comment will be immediately deleted and you will be blocked.
She's basically harassing this nigga by constantly talking about him, bro. And I understand that something really happened, but bro, it's just like I said, with the claim to fame situation, this is she keeps talking about the situation, the more people are going to like her videos, the more shit. It's like the external validation. She probably watched that number grow up, and she probably getting paid too off the TikTok, so.
This is about protecting other victims, not doxing my psychiatrist.
I don't think this woman I don't think this woman give a fuck. Legitimately. I don't think this woman care. I don't think this woman give a fuck. It just makes... Can you imagine it? Because there's probably some physician out there really mentally manipulating their patients, so they can have a foothold in their lives. So they actually can do this. This probably just was a regular nigga. This is just a bad look for everybody, bro. Not she's giving women a bad look being in psychiatry, and giving dudes a bad name for all men who... It's like she started a men and woman thing to begin with too, so...
Do some investigative work and you want to DM me about it, I'm open to that, okay? 3, I need to take a moment. Moment taken. It is so incredibly disturbing to me, the amount of people that are predator protectors in my comments, that are victim blaming me.
Nothing happened to you. Nothing happened, bro, and there's no... we want receipts. Niggas talking about receipts. This is all from your perspective. Nothing happened to you. Nothing happened to you because you don't have any evidence. It's your word against a nigga that can't speak because he's under an oath, my nigga.
Especially the mental health practitioners in my comments using therapy speak to say that this situation that I was in was my fault or that I was delusional.
You are.
Check yourself. You're giving me more ammunition to share my story. Because it just goes to show how absolutely messed up the mental health industry is.
No, and it's you're just trying to make yourself a victim. Bro, she wants to be a victim so bad, bro. She wants to be a victim bad. She want that cookie bad. Oh my God, y'all. She's crazy. She's literally acting like a narcissistic victim.
And how protected people who do this kind of sick psychological manipulation are. So I will continue with my story. January. So I was seeing him. A lot of things happened. A lot of things happened in that session after the countertransference slip. And I also had...
Countertransference is basically, I learned this in the last recording when I wasn't recording. Basically, it's when the psychiatrists or therapists have an emotional response to something that happened in the person's story. Let's just say something horrible happened in your childhood, like truly traumatic, and it's disgusting, right? And the psychiatrist has like a, usually having like a neutral state. They're like, oh my god, like they, or they like anger, any high emotion that happens in the situation, you know.
My psychiatrist helped me draft the email to my therapist, who was begging me to come back in. And the psychiatrist said, I used to have respect for her. And what he meant when he said that was, I used to like it when she would feed me to you and have you deliver intimate content to me.
Like, bro, she went through, oh.
But the moment she started being sloppy, I lost respect for her. Right?
Like,
I'm pretty sure that's what he meant when he said that.
Like, and it's like, I'm pretty sure, like, where's that, bro? Where's this proof? Like, bro, she doing all this talking, bro.
Many people have reached out to me with concern for my psychiatrist and his career and his well-being. And I totally understand that. The point of me sharing this is not to get him fired or for him to lose his license.
Yeah, she's crazy.
October 2020. So this is when the chemistry, the last two videos and this video was all the same session in February of this year. The counter-transference slip happened in January. How I decided to end this session was I looked at the psychiatrist, and it's the last two videos and this video. I know why he was uncomfortable, because he had probably played out that fantasy so many times in his head.
Like, bro. Like, y'all, if y'all, like, bro, I already went through it one time, bro, and it's not even in order. It's just like, this lady's crazy. Like, legitimately, this lady is mentally ill, bro. Like, this lady needs help. Like, nah, I ain't gonna lie. Shit, you try to get this bitch help, she gonna think she might fall in love with you. Like, what the fuck? Could you imagine being like in the workplace or like trying to do your job and do what you got to do, and a woman falls in love with you because you're doing your job? Nigga, like, her whole thing, he was a great listener, he was funny. The nigga was basically trying to make her feel comfortable and make her think. And she went through like two therapists. This girl went through 2 therapists, bro. If you go through 2 therapists in a year, bro, I'm thinking you kind of the problem, bro. First nigga, okay, I understand he not doing nothing for you, right? Then the second lady was actually trying to work through her problems, and the second lady was like, I'm like, the relationship you have with this guy is, you know, it's kind of unprofessional, but if you guys want to take it out, away from him being your psychiatrist, when she explained to the lady, like, oh, he's not like reciprocating my feelings, he's just like smiling and letting me meander on, he's like, then, you know, that's like a sign for you not to fuck with him anymore. And she wouldn't listen. This woman wouldn't listen. She kept going. Now she getting a whole fucking great claim to fame.
People have asked me what is
now look, let's see, this story is giving her claim to fame. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I think it is right now. Now all this shit is for clout, clicks, and views, because 1.2 million, you see it going up because of this story, bro. Like, you know, nigga see. I believe she believes some of this, but now she's playing into it because of the views. I said that earlier. But yeah, that's all I gotta say on this situation. This lady's crazy. She's giving like people who actually have problems a bad name and things of that nature. She's also giving people who really has been manipulated by their psychiatrists and therapists, because there's people out there who are really weird, trying to use people for their own mental game and use people in already broken and vulnerable people in these situations to get what they want for them and mentally manipulate them so they don't have a voice to speak. This woman is just like, she's crazy. She's just doing false shit. She's besmirching this nigga name when she was doing all this crazy shit. She was putting her onus on what would happen when the shit was not his fault. You know, she was trying to make everything about her, you know, instead of understanding what type of nigga this dude is. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about the situation, bro. This lady need help. This lady definitely need help. She wigging out, bro.
Stop selling them phones that's wired to the federal government.